So today we're digging into topic number 5 in our spring cleaning free mini series, and this topic is all about sleep. Now, I was just about to recreate a video that I did previously, and I watched it, and I really think that former me just nailed it so right on. So I'm gonna let her take it from here. I'll see you at the end of the video. So this is how we're gonna lay it out today. First, I'm gonna go over what happens. 6 things that can happen to you if you are sleep deprived. Then I'll go over 6 ways to know whether or not you are sleep deprived. And then I'll go over 6 specific strategies that you can put into place to take care of it, to give yourself that strong force multiplier of sleep. So first, we'll get into those 6 things that happen to you if you are sleep deprived. So, the first thing that happens when you're sleep deprived is that it builds up inflammation in your body. And inflammation pretty much leads to all of the other 5 things. Pretty much any disease that you can think of comes from inflammation. Aging comes from inflammation. Discomfort in your joints and your muscles comes from inflammation. You know, inflammation, it's not our friend. Anyway, so that's the first thing. The second thing is that you age faster. So if you're sleep deprived, you are going to age faster. You have these little things at the end of your chromosomes that are kind of like the end of a shoelace, like this. Those little plastic things. I don't even know what they're called. Did you like that demonstration? Anyway, those are called telomeres. And as you go through life, as you do things like not get enough sleep, inflammation builds up, and it starts to chop off those telomeres until you don't have any of that shoelace covering left, and your chromosomes start to fray like a shoelace without its telomere. So that's what starts that aging process. You want to protect those telomeres, and sleeping is what will help you the most to do that. So when you don't sleep, you will speed up your aging process, which in turn will decrease your life expectancy. So in other words, when you get not just the quantity, I'm not just talking about getting 8 hours of sleep every night, I'm talking about the quality of your sleep. So whether or not you need 8 hours, you need that quality of sleep so you can get through all of your sleep cycles several times a night. Yeah, so when you don't get the sleep that you need, then you decrease your life expectancy. So we talked about inflammation. Number 2 was aging. Number 3, increased risk for heart disease and stroke. Both of those would be caused by inflammation. So, those are like some of the top killers in the United States. And we don't want to mess with that. We don't need to mess with that. So cut your risk down and get the quality sleep and the quantity that you need. So that's number 3. Number 4, when you're sleep deprived, you increase your risk for certain kinds of cancers and infections. So that goes right along with the inflammation. Like I said, everything ties back in to inflammation. So you want to cut that out. Number 5, when you're sleep deprived, it affects your relationships. So you're cranky, you're irritable, it's kind of a mess, and you can't rebound as quickly. You tend to react, like lots of knee-jerk reactions to things instead of thoughtfully be able to respond. So that will affect your relationships at home, with your partner, with your children. It'll affect your relationships at work, and it's just kind of a mess. So the next one is that you can't think as easily. So your thought processes, like your brain literally is slowing down. So when you get the quality sleep that you need, your brain cells actually shrink because you have, now I'm really feeding you from a fire hose now, your brain cells actually shrink so that your glymphatic system can flush out the toxins in your brain. Now, glymphatic system is like your lymphatic system, which is through the rest of your body. And what this does is it moves toxins through and out your body, like through your sweat or wherever it needs to go. But we're talking about the glymphatic system. So similar in your brain, and your brain cells when you sleep actually shrink so that you can get those toxins out of your brain. Now, the next one I'm going to tell you is really pretty interesting because it ties in directly to your glymphatic system being able to get rid of those toxins, and that is Alzheimer's. If you're not getting enough sleep, then your brain, your head, is not able to get rid of those toxins, so they build up over time, and that is one of the main causes for Alzheimer's. So, you know, the scientists are still researching this and discovering, you know, how this all works, but that's the basic bottom line. And if you think about it, it makes a lot of sense. So those are 6 effects of being sleep deprived. So you obviously don't want to be sleep deprived, right? So how do you know if you're sleep deprived? So number 1 of the 6 things that to look for to be able to know if you're sleep deprived is, say you're holding on to extra weight, but you know that you're eating right. You don't eat any processed food, you drink plenty of water, you eat your veggies, and you know you're exercising maybe even every day, and there's some weight that just won't budge. Chances are that that is directly related to your sleep. So if you're holding on to extra weight and you don't know why, you're probably sleep deprived. Another way to know if you're sleep deprived, if you have to use an alarm to wake up. So raise your hand if you have to use an alarm to wake up, if you don't just wake up naturally in time to do the things that you need to do during the day. That's most of us, right? I'm telling you, in the United States, most people are sleep deprived. So it's pretty crazy. And we don't do anything about it because everybody else is sleep deprived, so it just looks normal, right? You don't want to be the whiner who says, I'm sorry, I can't do that late night dinner with my clients because I need my beauty rest, right? You don't want to be that one person who does that. So, but go ahead and do it, because I'm telling you, if you have to wake up with an alarm, you're sleep deprived. Another way to tell, also with the alarm clock, if you have to hit the snooze button, then you are sleep deprived. If you're that person that is really irritable and cranky and is reacting things, even as you're thinking, I shouldn't be yelling at this person, I know I'm acting crazy, but you're doing it anyway, right? You're reacting versus thoughtfully responding. You're sleep deprived. If your eyes are starting to droop while you're driving, you're sleep deprived. That is terrible. One of the top reasons of, fatal car accidents, people falling asleep at the wheel. How messed up is that? And the last one, number 6, is that you just have trouble concentrating and remembering. If you're always forgetting where your keys are, if you forget where your gym card is, if you find yourself wearing different socks and you didn't do it on purpose, if your clothes are inside out, you forgot something that you don't normally forget, that's showing you that you are sleep deprived. So we don't want to be sleep deprived, right? So what can we do about it? So before I go into the 6 specific strategies that I want to give you for how to keep yourself, So before I give you the 6 specific strategies to get the quality and quantity of sleep that you need, I wanted to tell you my own personal story with sleep. Now, just like pretty much everybody else in America, in my 20s, I really didn't value sleep. I was a personal trainer in Manhattan, and my first client was at 6 a.m., and my last client was at 9 p.m. So I lived about an hour away from work, and I had a dog. So I had to get up at 4:30 a.m. in order to walk the dog. So 15 minutes to walk the dog, and then 15 minutes to get ready. I was lucky if I had my hair brushed and my teeth brushed, let alone have clothes on, and then I could get to the gym by 6 a.m. And then at 9 p.m., my latest client was at 8 p.m., so I was done at 9 p.m. And so I would get home at 10 p.m. and eat some food and start to settle down. So if I gave myself 2 hours to take a shower, maybe watch a TV show, eat some dinner, and start to wind down, I was lucky if I was in bed by midnight. So I did get a break in the middle of the day, but that's really not going to cut it. If I only have 4.5 hours in my schedule to sleep at night, then what's going to happen? So my health started to suffer. I mean, it was just kind of a wreck. Skin, a total wreck. Hair, like falling out, not good. Getting sick all the time, just feeling horrible. Quality of life, whoosh, out the door. And I'm in my 20s. I'm like, what's wrong with me? It's kind of like a duh. So then I realized I had to do something about it. So it was scary too, because I'm relying on the income from those clients to pay my rent in Manhattan, which is expensive. So I did something really crazy. First I cut out the 6 a.m. clients, and some of them could not reschedule, and I got people very angry with me, didn't understand, totally took it personally, and I'm like, I'm gonna die if I keep doing this. I can't sleep. I'm sleeping half of what I need to. So, my example, I hope, is an extreme example, and I cut out the 8 p.m. clients too. So then I added 2 more hours to my sleeping, so then I was up to 6.5. So it's still not enough, right? I still was like on that decline there, and so I moved into a smaller, more expensive apartment that was closer to where I worked, so that I could add another hour onto my day. So then I was up to 7.5 hours of actual being able to sleep time. And I took it a step further, and I started to cut out the 7 a.m. clients. So then I had 8 hours scheduled in that I could sleep, and it was amazing. It was the best investment I ever made. People definitely got angry with me. I lost money, but somehow, when you take care of yourself, things have a way of working out. I was able to pay that much more expensive rent. I liked the smaller apartment. I had it all to myself instead of sharing with a roommate. And I'm so glad that I finally learned that lesson. Like, I did that for a couple years, and so who knows what my telomeres look like. Anyway, so I just wanted to share that story so you can see, it's pretty common for even people in the health industry to be totally sleep deprived and not give sleep the value that it deserves. So I learned that lesson, thankfully, before it really knocked me on my butt. But whoo, that was kind of a mess. So now I'll get into the 6 specific strategies that you can take and run with. So the first strategy to use when you are working to get yourself the quality and quantity of sleep that you need to live your life in a healthy, happy body is to schedule it. So I kind of just demonstrated that in my own personal example, but basically you want to literally look at your schedule and make sure you have enough time in your schedule that you're not leaving for work at 5 a.m. and getting home at 10 p.m. and expecting to feel great like I was doing. I don't care how old you are, that's not going to work. So literally schedule it in. Give it the value that it deserves. Give it the attention that it deserves. So literally schedule it in. Second, exercise. When you exercise more during the first half of the day, so like as soon as you get up to, get ready for work or whatever you do, or sometime around lunchtime, like lunchtime being the latest, then you're going to set your body on your natural circadian rhythm, which is what you want. So you build it up, you build up your energy, and then you're more likely to wake up with the cortisol that you need. Cortisol is good in the morning, you want that. And then it has that nice even slide through to melatonin, which helps you to go to sleep at night. So exercising during the day will help you stay on that circadian rhythm. Number 3 is to honor your circadian rhythm. So when you're tired at night and you could go to sleep within 10 minutes, why are you turning on the TV? Leave the TV off and go to bed. So our bodies historically are meant to go to sleep when the sun goes down. It makes sense, right? We belong to the earth. We're part of the earth. So when the earth rotates away from the sun, that's when we are meant to sleep. That's what your circadian rhythm is. So to be super specific, the perfect times for most people to sleep is between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. Now you can shift that anywhere from 9 to 5 or 9 to 6 if you want. That sounds great. Or, 11 to 7, anywhere in there. But the money time, when you're really going to get your best quality sleep, is between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. I'm not telling you to get up at 2 a.m. I'm just saying that's when your sleep cycles are at their strongest based on the Earth's rotation, which is important to consider when you're doing this. So another thing that you want to do, and I kind of mentioned this, is avoid screens before bedtime. So whether it's your TV or your iPad or your computer or your phone, keep them out of the bedroom. I know that might sound crazy, but try it and see what happens. Those screens, they have this crazy blue light, and what it does, it represses your natural melatonin, which is the hormone that your body naturally creates to help you go to sleep when you're supposed to go to sleep. So you don't want that to happen. So I suggest cutting out the screen time an hour before you plan to go to bed. So I'm telling you, I know in this day and age that might sound crazy, but try it. Give yourself a challenge. Try it for 7 days and see how it goes. You can watch TV in the morning. It'll help you build your cortisol up along with your cup of coffee if you drink coffee or tea or whatever. Anyway, moving on. So what did I cover? I'm like sneaking, looking at my notes. Don't tell anybody. I have 2 more. So this one I really like. Create a sleep sanctuary. So again, no screens, including your phone. You can get a regular alarm clock. You don't need your phone. No screens in the bedroom. And you can black out your curtains. Now, the only reason that you would need to black out your curtains is if you live in a city, definitely want to black out your curtains. If you live in a neighborhood where the houses are close together and some artificial light from your neighbor is coming into your windows, then you want to black it out. You don't, basically, the sunlight is good. You want that. That keeps you on your circadian rhythm. Moonlight, totally fine, but you don't want unnatural lighting coming into your room while you're trying to sleep. So if there is, then black it out. Easy to do. You can do things like, some people like waterfalls. You can get like a cute little fountain at, I don't know, Target or something, and let the water trickle. You can get some plants. Ferns actually clean the air for you. They take out all these nasty chemicals. They clean them right out of the air. So the nasty chemicals that come from the outside that we're not even aware of, or from our cleaning products, or even from our mattresses. There's some funky stuff in the mattresses, or your carpeting, whatever. And we're not consciously aware of these things, but the ferns are known to be the most air cleaning plants. Does that make sense? So go for a fern. Or you could just get an air ionizer, an air cleaner. Go for it. So whatever you can do to make it more like, this room is for sleep and one other thing, and that's it. It's not for work. It's not for watching TV. It's not for checking email. It's for going to sleep and one other thing, and that's it. So sleep sanctuary, we're right there. And then the last thing that I'm going to give you is to calm your monkey mind. So what does that mean? Have you ever had it where you're so tired and you can't wait to go to bed and you get all comfy and you snuggle up, and all of a sudden it's like your brain turns on. You were so sure you were going to fall asleep, but no! All the things that you forgot to do during the day pop up in your mind. All the things that you need to do tomorrow, all of a sudden, they're in the front of your mind and you can't forget about them. What are you going to do? Here's what I suggest. Keep a pad of paper and a pen by your bed and just scribble out all those thoughts. So you don't have to hold them in here. You don't have to worry about remembering them. You can spill them out on that pad of paper and be done with it. Put it away until tomorrow. Another thing you can do, of course, is meditate. I love meditation, but I find that sometimes it's hard to persuade other people who don't get it to meditate, because it's like, why am I sitting here? Why am I sitting here? I need to check my email. I gotta go get the groceries. I gotta make kids lunch. Why am I sitting here? Why am I sitting here? So don't try to do that. If you don't worry about that. But I am telling you, meditation has increased my quality of life, beyond what I can even explain. So what I would suggest, if you are interested in meditation, to try out an app like Headspace. I really like Headspace right now, is my favorite. But there's others. There's my friend Emily Fletcher has her company Ziva Meditation. I haven't tried it out, but she's pretty cool, so give it a shot. There's all kinds of things. Omvana is a cool app. OMVANA through Mindvalley, Vishen Lakhiani's company. Pretty cool. So you can check those out. But if meditation, just the word meditation, doesn't sound good, then here is what I would suggest. Just take 10 minutes before bed with no electronics and start to slow down your breath. And don't try to stop your thoughts. Like I said, you can jot them all down. Don't say to yourself, don't think. Just turn out the lights. So you want to commit to a specific lights out time, and then instead of trying to control your thoughts, just let them be. Like you're watching traffic. Like your thoughts are cars. And they're going along and you see them, and instead of getting in the car and going on the journey, you just let them pass right on by, and you just take your nice, slow, deep breaths. So breathing deep is scientifically proven to trigger the relaxation response in your body. So you want that to happen as you're going to sleep. So commit to that lights out, turn the lights out, and just slow down your breath. You've already jotted out all the things that jotted down all the things that are going nuts in your mind, and just slow down your breathing. And as those thoughts come by, just let them come and then let them go. And that's it. So former me pretty well covered it, don't you think? I'm just gonna add one more thing before we call it on this. If you didn't want to set your hand on fire taking notes during this video, then I have got you covered. I created an extension to the free mini course that dives into the videos and takes it a step further, helps you implement, and gives you even more information. So if you want to take it further, here's the link for that. And I will see you for our next and final topic number 6, which is cleaning the cobwebs from your soul. So bye for now. Congrats on making it through 5 out of the 6 spring cleaning topics. Now, if you want to make sure that you've really nailed it down, grab the extension of this course at MirandaMathewson.com/extra spring, and I will see you for the 6th and final video. Bye for now.